Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, welcome back to AussieVerse, where tonight we are back at you with a live chat. I am joined by my brother-in-arms, Sharif, that Comx guy, Sizzle, and tonight the man of the evening. It is the one, the only, Brad Daniels from Edge Comics. How are you guys?
Real good, thanks.
Fantastic. If you do want to interact with us, be on the show, have ideas for the show, have any thoughts in general, want to just give me crap because I've got thick skin, go to Instagram where you can click on AussieVerse_comics and give us your thoughts. You can also check out our graphic designer, A51_designs. And that is enough of the plug-in. Let's get down to the loving. Brad, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. I am absolutely pumped to have you here today. I know you from the Comx shows of Drink and Draw, where your humor made me want to get to know you a bit more. And in my little bits of research before having you on, I have discovered that you had, I'll see if I can do this without looking down too much, a 23-issue run of Groovy Gravy, a writer for Mad Magazine. You have your own company, Edge Comics there. You like to do improv comedy. You're a bit of an actor, artist, writer. What is it that you don't do, mate? Tell the world who you are.
Okay, I don't sleep. That's my secret. Yeah, I think you've covered most everything. I'm just a humble guy with a lot to be humble about. And I just love doing creative things, expressing myself. I've loved comics since I was a little kid, and I'm trying to make a living out of them, which is one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it must be hard. It's always hard to get these things off the ground, but I shouldn't say off the ground because this is the Kickstarter, by the way, that we haven't even mentioned yet, which is one of the reasons that we're here tonight. This is a volume 2. So you've done some stuff already. Yeah. What's this one about, mate? What's this one about?
Well, let's see. I've got some visual aids. Tales. Oh, so shame. In stereo. Tales Too Stupid to Tell. This is a comic where I just take old comic books from the 1940s and 50s, which have fallen into the public domain, and I change all the words, sort of like dubbing over an old film. Hercules Returns or something like that. So you have the cool old retro artwork there. There's a story about a spy who has an enemy who dresses up as a baby to try and infiltrate atomic factories. It's fantastic. I just change all the words so that turn them into a comedy as opposed to a spy thriller, for instance.
I have seen the video on your Kickstarter and it looks hilarious. Let's go take a look at that right now, shall we?
Oh yes, please.
All right, here we go. Take it away, mate, while I scroll.
Oh, okay.
What? You reached your goal.
I reached the goal today. Earlier today, a friend of mine, Leonard King, just put in $25 for no reward to get me over the line. What a champion! What a great thing! And yes, it's great. We were aiming for $1,500 to get a collection. Now, I do have a sample of. As Shane was holding up, Volume 1. I've got the hardcover edition here because I know you're keen on OmniBeau and stuff like that.
Oh yeah!
Yes. Mine's just normal.
Yeah. This is super
Mine's
deluxe.
just normal.
As normal as it gets, really. But yeah, that is one of the options that you can order through the Kickstarter is the hardcover edition of Volume 2. Volume 1 collected issues 1 to 3. Volume 2 collects issues 3 to 6. There's a bonus story that's not available anywhere else in it. It's really cool. It's over 110 pages of hilarious comics. There's the really goofy looking zombie answering the door on the cover. It's great. Looks like he's wearing some sort of weird Halloween mask.
This looks right up classic comic book readers' alley as well.
Exactly right. If you've got a love of comics, particularly a love of old horror comics or sci-fi comics, they feature a lot. Some of the art is absolutely amazing. Some of it is there.
Is there? Look at that. Only $5 to get your name in the book. 15 for a digital copy. 28 for a digital copy. Your name in the book. Limited edition postcard. Bump it up to 35 to get a signed copy of the book. 60 for the hardcover, and bada bing, bada boom, 150. You are a character in the book.
Only 5 of those available.
That is
and 2 of them have gone already. So if you want to be a character in your own comic book, you can make that happen. You can live the dream.
That is fantastic, mate. Fantastic.
It's awesome.
All right. So how do you, hang on, here we go.
In charge.
Wondering if you made an adjustment with the panel layouts from the old pages, or are they all in order as how they were printed in the 1940s and 50s?
It's a great question, and the answer is I do not alter the art at all. All I do is I blank out the word balloons and put in my own stuff. So all the layouts are the same. The only alteration I might make to the art would be if there's a word or a headline in the background, I might change that. But I don't alter the art. It's wacky enough without my help.
Can you get so this volume 2 has the hardcover? Can you still get the volume 1 in the hardcover?
No, you cannot.
It's out of print.
Baby, gone. That was that. Look, I am showing you. This is my personal copy, and this is all I have.
Okay, great. Your address is.
1-2 Fake Street in Fakesville, the USA. Planet Earth, the universe.
I know Sharif is he loves his Kickstarters. I'm late to the bandwagon with Kickstarters myself. I've only been really getting into them in the last 2-3 months. But Sharif has backed quite a few of these before. Sharif, what have you got to say about this? I'm sure you've had a look at it before the show.
Yeah, I looked at the Kickstarter, the video, especially earlier today when Bo shared with us the link, and I gotta say, Brad, the shots and the captions that you put in, I mean, when do you come up with this stuff, man?
That's the reaction I'm looking for. Yeah, it's just like there's a process I go through, Sharif. Where did I come up with this stuff? It's a very time-consuming process. I spend hours and hours looking through old comic books online and on public domain comic book archives, trying to find things that look good, but a little bit, that are suitable for parody. And then, I try not to actually read the story before I do it. I just blank out the text and look at what's on the page, what each panel is, and just comment on that. And that's how I do it. If there's someone looking a bit sly in the background, I just build that into the story.
We are just going to be joined by a special guest as well, so bear with me. Keep talking.
No worries. You got the delivery of the giant marshmallow? I'm glad.
You saw that, did you? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that went into the screen. Hang on. I've got to take these off. No, it's because my partner, the creative Claudia, is also joining us today. So here we go.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
My apologies. I just arrived from work. So, hi.
We were just talking about how Brad comes up with the creative process with doing these parody comics. Sorry, Brad, for the interruption, my friend.
That's okay. I had pretty much.
Do you go from page 1 right to the end? You look at the images, and do you come up with something as a whole, or do you go panel by panel by panel?
I actually go panel by panel by panel, which means sometimes I'm halfway through a story and I realize I'm going to have to change the start of this. This doesn't make any sense. So I have to backtrack. And I did that. The current story, because I'm working on issue 7 of the comic at the moment as well. and I was doing this. I got this teenage humor comic, drawn by what's his name, Andy Kubert, Joe Kubert, the
Oh.
original.
Joe, the dad.
Good old Joe Kubert. Did this like comedy high school comic, and I started writing it, and I got halfway through, and I says, "Oh, I get it. This guy is actually like a James Bond supervillain. I'm gonna have to go." That what makes the whole story make sense. So I had to go back to the start and rewrite the beginning to make it all a cohesive whole. Let's say.
So comics aren't your everything. I'm assuming there are, and I don't mean that in a negative way whatsoever. I mean that in a way where people that we have on the show, that this is their one and only passion, which is fine. It's pretty much my one and only passion too. But I say this about you because you seem like a man with many thumbs in different pies over your career here. So one that interests me.
I've ruined many pies over the years.
Your acting.
Yeah.
I saw a few things of you on YouTube as well. Go check him out. Where are you now with that in your life? I don't know if you know they exist, but they do. So where are you now with that in your life?
Well, that's a great question. I wish I had my flyer for Big Fork Theatre here. Big Fork Theatre is a venue that has opened up about a year and a half ago here in Brisbane. It does improv comedy and stand-up, and it has shows 4 nights a week. It's Australia's only specialised improv comedy venue. It's on St. Paul's Terrace near Fortitude Valley. And I've been working with those guys. I teach improv comedy there. I did, they like 2 weeks ago, they had the Brisbane Improv Festival happening where they had performers from all over the world, including New Zealand, South America, some European place, all those European countries, they're all the same. An Eastern European country. Gee, I'm a great diplomat, aren't I? Anyway, yeah. So they had shows from all over the world, and I got to perform in a couple of shows and direct a improvised Shakespearean show. So it was all made up, full Shakespearean language, all made up on the spot.
Wow,
let's go have a look, Shane.
Hell yeah.
Is that anywhere near you, Sharif? These places you mentioned?
The valley is just outside the city, about 40 minutes from where Shane and I are.
Oh yeah, cool. You're worth a 40-minute drive. You'll see you next time.
Excellent. Well, I think next Thursday night is my next show, so I'll see you then.
I'll
see you then,
pencil it
Sharif.
in.
Don't let me down.
And Shane, you've got a bit of a history with Brad. How is your connection with your friend? I don't know if it's a friendship or a business relationship or a bit of both. How do you guys go back?
We were acquaintances until we did a 12-hour round trip, so 24-hour round trip, I guess you could say, to Sydney and back in Brad's car. So I'd say we're a bit closer now.
Yeah, we're right.
Or he's more scared of me, and we're a bit further away. I'm not really sure what impression I made.
You're a pussycat, Sizzle. You have no worries at all. We have slept together in the same room, separate beds.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, so you're a lot closer than I would have assumed, which is great. Share the love. And share the petrol too. Excellent.
That was what got Sizzle in the car, was paying half the petrol. I mean, that's basically it. I looked at him and I saw one of them piggy banks, and I was like, yes, come with me.
So the other thing I'd like to know about is the comic series that you had for a while ago now. I want to know about it because I know nothing about it. I'm going a blank. Where's my notes? It is Groovy Gravy. What was that about, mate?
I knew you were going to ask about Groovy Gravy. I just had a sense, and I was going to dig some up to show you. Well, that's basically where I got my start in comic books. The year 1994. I don't know. Stone Roses released an album or something like that. Something interesting happens, and it's the same year I started doing improv comedy. I also started publishing my own comics. I was living in a share house, as you do when you're going through uni. And I was lucky that 2 of the 3 people living in the house, I was not one of them, were just superb artists, amazing artists. And I had a very close friend who ran a print shop. And I'd always been keen on comics. And I just did the math. I was like, okay, artists plus print shop plus me being keen on comics equals Groovy Gravy. And we started making it. And I think we did 4 issues in the first 6 months. And then it's slow, got exponentially slower. Then it was like 6 months for the next issue, then a year for the issue after that, then 2 years for the issue after that. But yeah, I ended up, as you said, doing 22 issues over about 25 years. Wow. There was a big 8-year gap in there where I didn't do any, and I got back into it. But it was just an anthology comic. It was a lot of weird humor, a lot of crazy stuff, but some really excellent artists: Brett Williams, Mike Wright, Christina Williams, Jim Stanley, all these fantastic artists who I was blessed to be able to work with, and I could just write stories, and someone who could actually draw would do them for me. It was fantastic.
If anyone,
what's that mean? Actually, you can draw.
Well, that's another story. I did try to draw early on, but I've only really been putting a lot of effort in the past couple of years with my artwork.
Well, it's working.
So, thank you very much.
Well, Rob Lyle seems to think you're awesome, and we all know that Spedsy is, so just a little plug for him because he'll be going live at 8 o'clock on his Spedsy streams, so go check that out probably straight after this show. And we have another comment here from Peter Wilson. Hey, Brad is the man. Mate, people love you. I don't know what you're doing right with me, but they seem to all have a positive opinion of you, so I'm jealous. Congratulations.
You're muted, dude.
I'm muted.
That's the way.
Are we good?
Hey.
Oh, we're not hearing you, Brad.
Oh no, we've lost sound.
Oh, okay. Brad's having technical difficulties. We'll keep it going.
Look at me.
Boy, Sharif, out of all of your books there, because I looked around at my shelves and I wasn't quite sure if I had anything along the lines of what Brad's created, other than maybe some Marvel bullpen sort of stuff. Do you have any custom books or anything along the lines of that sort of comedy that would be the same, or is this, if you were to get this, would it be brand new for you?
Totally brand new. I am familiar with the kind of work that Brett does, but sadly I've got none of that genre on my shelf. So what that means is, Brad, I've got to look up some of your work and track them down.
Oh, we're both showing this one. Still no sound, buddy.
Yo, he's nice.
We gotta...
The reason why you're muted, Brad, is because we want to just see your mime impressions. So please take it away.
It's not going to work.
Oh, hang on. We heard sound then.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Oh, for a second.
So this is a collection of short stories I wrote. Some of them are from Groovy Gravy. That's available on my website, edgecomx.com, as demonstrated by Shane there. Sweet.
Stuff that never happened. I like the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah, I've been told I've got a good ear for titles. I did want to mention that this hardcover, the reason there's none of this left, and this is like an extra like incentive to do the current Kickstarter, is that I print up as many as are ordered in the Kickstarter, so it is a extremely limited edition thing. So if you want your Tales Too Stupid to Tell hardcover, get it on the Kickstarter. You won't be able to get it anywhere else.
And how long until the Kickstarter is over?
10 days.
10 days.
10
Okay.
days.
So we made our target today. And anything from this point on, we've already got our first stretch goal in our sights, which is a fridge magnet.
Come on,
And
people,
then,
get on it. I want that fridge magnet.
Gotta get in fridge first.
Well, that's it. It's aspirational. You get the magnet, and then you can save up for the fridge.
And
I
that brings us right now to a new segment on these live chats that we like to say is the AussieVerse Thoughts of the Week.
And now it's time for the AussieVerse Thoughts of the Week.
Brad, we want to know. I'm stuffing this up, mate, because I don't know where it's gone. There we go.
waiting for my cue. Why can't I wear just a single pant? Why do I have to wear multiple pants? It doesn't make any sense.
Man, the amount of money I've spent on teeth whiteness, total whitening strips, stain removers, whiteness. Why?
Look at them all. Look at them all. Look at them all. Look at them all. And I'm still an unfit bastard.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I did this thought before my partner came on board. This isn't her thought. This is mine. I don't know how TVs, phones, radios I do. I don't know how TVs, cameras, and phones work. I think it's all wizardry and magic.
Okay.
Thank you for
Round
joining
of
us.
applause. Round of applause. That was the best debut of a segment I think you could ever have, quite frankly.
Oh, there's too many things to click. I'm not fast enough. God damn it. Oh, man.
I'm loving not being the tech
authentic
guy.
here, Bo. I'm being authentic. I thought that went really great.
Yeah, it did. I agree.
Should I display that? I don't know if that's... Yeah, I don't know if that's appropriate for the crowd. Okay, so what have you got? Thank you, Biggie BB. I don't know who that is. So after this Kickstarter, mate, what have you got your sights set on?
Ooh, well, I am the next project I'm working on, ducking down, trying not to knock my microphone out of the socket. I'm working on issue 2 of Alpha Sprites of Tara, my fantasy. Shane is just here doing my work for me. Yeah, so Alpha Sprites of Tara is my fantasy adventure, anime inspired. I'm working on issue 2 of that. That's my next project, as well as issue 7 of Tales Too Stupid to Tell, which I'm about halfway through at the moment. So yeah, those are the next 2 projects. After that, I also have the next issue of doing some more digging.
One sec, I'll be back.
The next issue of
Our first line.
Okay, Claudia, you're in charge. What do we do now? What do we do? You're in charge. Tell us what to do.
Right here. Oh my god, the anxiety. Okay.
Just because I leave, doesn't mean everyone else is talking. No, I had something to do. I'll explain in a minute. Sorry, Brad.
That's okay. The project after that will be issue 2 of Infinite Odyssey. on my sci-fi series, which I brought out first issue of late last year.
Oh, nice. You got a few things on the go. Okay.
Can't find that one.
Finally, I have defeated you, Shane.
You've defeated me. It must be in another box.
I had to run and grab something because a friend of mine from work, co-worker as well, no, a friend of mine just hangs out with me at work. Anyway, I am desperately trying to quit smoking, and I am doing things with my hands all day, and it's biting my fingers and doing all sorts of jazz. So a friend of mine at work got me something to spin with my fingers, and he wanted me to show it off today, and I want to show it off as well because it is the Thor hammer.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, nice.
I've been sitting there all day like this, and even like this a little bit every now and then. And it even comes with, like, you can take the thing off and make it just a thing there, and it even comes with the inscription. You know, that's
fancy.
pretty cool. All right. So sorry for that.
You are worthy.
Break. Thank you very much, Dan. I really appreciate it, bro.
A little bit of weight to it too.
Yeah, that
That's
guy's
what she said.
So, Brad, do you actually currently have time to read comics yourself? Do you still read them yourself, or is it just, you've just got a little bit of a collection yourself? What's the go there?
Yeah.
And also,
Okay.
well.
I don't know who told you I have time to read comics, but they're a damn liar. But I do have time. I do have time to buy comics, so I definitely still do that. I only read 2 mainstream comics these days: Detective Comics and Wonder Woman. The ones I still get every month. And I have a wide selection of Aussie comics. I'm looking at my haul from Comic Street on the weekend, just across the room. But I'm not going to get up and get them because I will knock this microphone and then we'll go through that whole ordeal again. But I got some comics. I got some from Carlo Angelo. I got one from Frank Solias. I can't see the title, so I don't know. It's about Greek gods. And Cameron Davis's excellent Rose comic as well, which he gave me a copy of the book because I had written a story for it, which he had drawn up, and I had completely forgot it existed. He just said, "Oh, this is the one with the story that you wrote in it." I said, "Oh, okay, good, yeah. I knew that."
Well, Claudia's follow-up question to that I think got cut off was, where did you find your inspiration?
Oh, well, that's a good question. I mean, inspiration is everywhere. Life is inspiration. So, everything that we see and do, everything we experience can be a trigger for a story. I mean, obviously, with Tales Too Stupid to Tell, the inspiration is old comic books and how silly they are. Like in Volume 1, there's a superhero, like from the very early days of superheroes, called Catman. No, I'll say again, that's Catman, not Batman. Catman. And his uniform is like a yellow suit, a mask, and these big furry mittens with claws on the end. So I look like Mickey Mouse gloves with claws on the end. So how can you not be inspired by something like that? Someone thinking this is
the original Wolverine. There you go.
The original Wolverine. Oh my God. How could you not be inspired by something like that? And the aforementioned story about the spy who's actually a midget who dresses up as a baby is amazing. That I got a story like there's romance stories where how in romance comics, romance is generally they want to show the woman swooning. She's sitting there with her eyes closed, like looking like she's about to fall backwards.
Yeah.
I just made it like every time she did that, she had actually fallen asleep because the guy was so boring that she was talking.
I've got to admit, the bits on the video on the Kickstarter shows the potential of the humor there. I find the romance ones really hilarious because they're so stupid and campy originally, and you just like shine a light on that in a very
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah, I mean, thank you very much. I mean, anyone could do it, but luckily I'm the only person who is doing it, so that's working for me. Actually, I have to admit, my original inspiration for Tales Too Stupid to Tell was a local Brisbane cartoonist called Damien Wood, who got an old spy comic, which is a Christian comic sort of like thing, and he just changed it to be all about sex and drugs. And he did that back in the 90s, and I read that and I thought it was the funniest thing I had ever seen. And that really inspired me years later to make Tales Too Stupid to Tell, which started with a single story for Groovy Gravy, and it's just snowballed from there. But
Nice.
I'm not the only game in town, because Keith Giffen, you'd know him. He's a well-known comic writer and artist.
Mm-hmm.
Made his name with Legion of Superheroes, but he's done everything at this stage. He actually had a comic called What Were They Thinking, which is basically exactly the same thing as Tales Too Stupid to Tell. You just get old comics and change all the words. But he stopped doing it, so...
Well, I'm sure yours is better, so that's good.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Have we got anything else for our esteemed guest tonight, Sharif?
Just a follow-up question from earlier. You said Volume 1 of the hardcover was no longer available, but what about the softcover?
Yes, you can order the softcover as an add-on in the Kickstarter.
Yes.
So you can get the whole set.
Sweet.
And it's really good. In fact, it's like one of my best-selling books that I have is the collected edition Volume 1. Volume 2, obviously, is a no-brainer. I have to make that happen.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And seeing how you're working on is it halfway on issue 7 once issue 9 wraps up? Volume 3, baby.
Yeah.
Volume 3. You know it.
Woo.
Yeah.
So where can people find you, Brad? Is it Edge Comics Instagram? That's your handle there? You've got in the name?
Yeah, at Edge Comics on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to order my comics, you can go to comx.shop. Yes, comx.shop with Sizzle there.
Comx.shop, yes.
I'll go to edgecomics.com and it will link you to comx.shop. So either way, you're going to end up at Shane's place. Just outside of his door, banging on the door, saying, "Let me in, give me the comics." He doesn't know what to do if you do that.
No, he doesn't.
And we do have the link to the Kickstarter in the description if you do want to go check that out. Sizzle,
I
my
should
friend.
mention that quick Kickstarter. Go to the Kickstarter.
Yes, go there. Get this good stuff.
Sizzle, where can people find you, mate? What do you want to promote?
Me?
This is your time to shine.
The easiest way to find everything I do, comx.cx. That takes you to like a link tree that gives you all the things I do. The shop, the studio, the network, the events, everything.
And it is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
Sharif, anything that you want to promote about yourself, or where can people find you?
I've just set up my Instagram account. Still don't remember. Yeah, I think it's President_. I think that's it. It's still new. I've not done anything yet. I've been bugged about getting it done by you. But nothing there yet. I might start putting up all the earlier custom works there, just to showcase what I've done so far. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. And if you want to find us, work for it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you being here. It has been fantastic for you to join us today. Brad, you have been everything that I could have hoped for. If you ever want to come back on the show, man, please hit us up. Even if you've got nothing to promote, if you just want to chat and hang out, please let one of us know.
Oh,
and
thanks,
Always
mate.
welcome.
all right. Thank you very much.
Week.
We'll see you next week. Sharif, what is AussieVerse?
For life, baby.
For life, indeed. And we are humbly sponsored by Comx. Please go visit them because it doesn't matter how many comics you buy, it's one flat shipping rate. Or, as some other guy likes to say, creators, comic book artists, comic book illustrators, you want to know where to go to buy anything about Australian comic books, and you go to Comx. Because what's the best thing about Comx? They bring Australian creators together, and not only that, they have one flat shipping rate. 10 comics, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They will ship it at one price. Comx, ladies and gentlemen, go find out.